A while ago, I started working on a FNaF-like horror game, where instead of being in an office, you are more than 2000 meters underwater.
Hello, how are you? I am under the water.
The main objective was to get as deep as you can, while keeping an eye on the internal and external pressure. Originally, I thought pressure will be the main challenge, like mess it up and your submarine just implodes. But since that ended up boring and confusing, I replaced it with 3 tasks that actually make the game playable. At first I wanted to make the task 3D, but I ended up just drawing them after I wasted 4 hours on making the 3D model of a submarine. The first one is the oxygen supply, where you have 2 tanks that you have to watch out for when they crack. And in order to fix the tank, you have to weld it. Moving on to the second task, which is the same thing as the puppet box from FNaF. You have to tighten it from time to time, in order for the submarine to not implode. The third screen is a digital temperature meter with an AC button on its right side. I don't really know what crack I was on when I created these tasks. The game was supposed to be a scary one, and right now the only scary thing is welding the oxygen tanks. But that is about to change because meet Rob, which is a shark with glowing eyes, and he does absolutely nothing. He just moves towards the center of the screen if your submarine flashlight isn't on. And now we are in the present. MrBeast and 4 more YouTubers? When the heck did YouTube add this? Anyway, he uploaded a video about a new fundraiser called Save Water, where every dollar donated gives 1 person clean water for a whole year. And this video inspired me to make a game that supports this campaign. And right when I was about to create a new project, I remembered the submarine game that I had worked on. And thank God I didn't delete the game. Or maybe it would have been better to delete it, because it was dog shit. Anyway, a year back, when I started making the horror game, I didn't really know how pressure works. And I still don't know. So that is why I am removing the whole pressure thing and improving all the tasks. I have made it so you lose vision when your oxygen is under 35%, and I've also made the flashlight have a battery that recharges when not being used. I also added a map and environment like seaweed, corals, a broken submarine, and skeletal structures of abyss creatures. Oh, and this cool guy, which is not alive anymore. Okay, we now have a cool map and nothing to do with it. So I added an objective.
What is the objective?
And with that I had to add a story, since you guys seem to really like lore. You are Paul, a dad which is trying his best to pay for his daughter's treatment, but being poor and having no other way of getting money, he gets to the submarine and goes to find hidden treasure. What hidden treasure, you may be asking? Well, there are 3 very expensive artifacts and some other stuff like a monster tooth and an ice skull. With that out of the way, I can get back to making the game scary. I started with remaking Rob, which now looks like something out of Subnautica.
No way!
But the game still feels lame, and that is because it is missing sounds. After implementing sounds from from this site and Pixabay, the game felt more alive.
big just hit the submarine. Something just hit the submarine. Do you copy?
I added 3 endings to the game, one of which is when you go back to the surface with no cash.
What's the point of the lurking monster? Ce monster, bă, că eu nu l-am văzut. Bă, ok, pe aici nu mergem.
And I'll leave the 2 other endings for you to find out. Let's just say they are
Much darker.
Anyway, you can download the game or play it on browser on each. You have the link in the description. Subscribe because I don't really know.
Hello, how are you? I am under the water. Please help me. Here too much raining.